F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby is often included alongside books such as Mark Twain's The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath as exemplars of the great American novel. Not only are they brilliantly written, but they also examine core aspects of what it is to be an American. The Great Gatsby in particular is a book about the American dream, the idea that anyone in America can succeed through hard work and determination. Unlike established European societies, one's position in society is not determined by birth. The book tells the story of Jay Gatsby, the mysterious millionaire who owns a giant estate next door to the book's narrator, Nick Carraway. Over the course of a summer, Nick befriends Gatsby and helps him pursue the beautiful Daisy, Gatsby's now married, lost love. Gradually, Nick learns that Gatsby was born poor and made his fortune through illegal means. Despite his wealth, Gatsby's failure to fit into proper society due to his background is one of the causes of his downfall. Because The Great Gatsby is a book about wealth, money, and one's position in society, consumer objects play a big role in the story. Characters' choices of clothes, cars, and homes say a lot about them and serve as symbols, or objects in a story that represent a larger idea or theme. One of the central symbolic objects is Gatsby's house. In fact, Fitzgerald scholar Matthew Bucoli noted that house is the most frequently used word in the book, appearing 95 times. In the first chapter, Gatsby's house is memorably described by Nick, who lives in a much smaller house next door. The one on my right was a colossal affair by any standard. It was a factual imitation of some Hotel de Ville in Normandy, with a tower on one side, spanking new under a thin beard of raw ivy, and a marble swimming pool, and more than 40 acres of lawn and garden. Gatsby's house is notorious for its lavish and raucous parties. There was music from my neighbor's house through the summer nights. In his blue garden, men and girls came and went like moths, among the whisperings and the champagne and the stars. Gatsby's house is symbolically important for its location. A large part of the book takes place on the twin peninsulas of West Egg, where Gatsby and Nick live, and East Egg, where Tom and Daisy Buchanan live. Though Fitzgerald gives them fictional names, they are based on real locations. The peninsulas of Cow Neck and Great Neck on Long Island, approximately 30 miles from New York City. Nick describes West Egg as the less fashionable of the two, though this is a most superficial tag to express the bizarre, and not a little sinister contrast between them. This sinister contrast mimics the one between the old money of the Buchanans and the new money of people like Gatsby. This is an obvious distinction to Tom, Daisy, and Nick, who all come from wealthy and prominent families, but not to Gatsby, the self-made man. This class conflict is also mirrored in Gatsby's pursuit of Daisy. Gatsby's house is directly across the bay from Tom and Daisy's, allowing him to see the green light on the Buchanan's dock. We first glimpse Gatsby standing on his balcony and literally stretching his arms toward the green light. The division between old money and new money is one of the novel's great themes. Ironically, Gatsby's house itself reveals this tension. Like many of the houses in both fictional West Egg and East Egg, and their real-life equivalents, it is built in imitation of a European chateau. We will recall that Nick describes it as a factual imitation of some Hotel de Ville in Normandy, referring to a Renaissance-style mansion from France. At one point, Nick tells the story of the original owner of Gatsby's house, who, according to legend, agreed to pay 5 years' taxes on all the neighboring cottages if the owners would have their roofs thatched with straw. This attempt to recreate a medieval European town with the castle-like house at the center failed. As Nick says, Americans, while occasionally willing to be serfs, have always been obstinate about being peasantry. This little story reveals the tension between the American dream and the desire to recreate the old social structures of Europe. Jay Gatsby's opulent house in the fictional town of West Egg carries heavy symbolic significance for the novel. It is the representation or symbol of Gatsby's dream realized, as he has achieved incredible wealth. It also represents Gatsby's failure to fully achieve his dream, as he is still on the outside, in the less fashionable part of town. Longing for both Daisy and acceptance into her world, this contradiction highlights the conflict between the American dream and reality.